Hi there, it's Julian here. I trust that you have installed and set up your DNS for Windows Server. Okay, now instead of going straight to promoting this to a domain controller, what I'm gonna do now is add probably two users. We go straight to Start, we go to Administrative Tools, and we go to Computer Management. And there under you can see local users and groups. Expand that, go into users, and then what you're gonna do is basically just right click, get a new user, and I put my name in here. Okay, and I can key and give me my password. Uh, just put a password here. And I'm going to don't allow it to change, but please go through your security if you already do this for a production server, but this is only for learning. And we're not going to let the password expire. So we can create, and we can create another one. Okay, and we give him a password. And the same thing, we don't allow him to change the password, and it will never expire. And create. So we close this, and you can see we have two new users. Okay, after that, what we're gonna do is that we're gonna execute DC promo. You can do it but from the run, but I always prefer the command prompt. DC promo. And execute. A new window will appear, and you click next, and next, and we create a new domain controller for a new domain. Okay, so what we do is that we just click next, and then we put it as a new domain for us, and give the DNS full name. Okay, so which is we remember it's your original name that you created in the DNS, and click next. It's going to take some time. These are virtual machines with limited amount of RAM, so just be patient. Okay, then you have a NetBIOS name. We're going to use this NetBIOS name, and we click next. Yes, we are supposed to put the logs away from the database. That's for production server, but this is only a experimental server, so it's for learning, so we just keep the values as they are. And this is the system volume. We put it there as well. Okay, so now here it asks you that it's joining a domain and logging to an infrastructure. Just click. I will correct the problem later by configuring DNS manually. Click this, and then click next. And only native permissions. We're not going to use mixed mode. And they ask you a password for restoring administrator account. We're not going to put anything in here, so we're going to click next. But of course, for production, please put in passwords for your security. And click next here. This is just a overview of what you've selected. And you'll create. And it will take some time, so just be patient and let it write. Okay, after this is done, as you can see, it's finished. And we just click finish out of this and to complete the whole installation. And they'll ask you to restart. So we're going to restart, and restart process this time is going to take a lot longer. So please be patient and wait for it to complete this restart. Okay, now it's restarted. We're gonna log back in again. Okay, the Windows Server has rebooted. What we're going to do now is that we are going to log in from another computer in the network to check if the domain controller is working. So we're going to power up the Windows XP. We're going to click into Windows XP and we're going to power it up. Now Windows XP has powered up from here. Now, how are we going to use it to log in to the domain? Okay, as you know that this is a virtual network that I've created with the router controlling all the network uh, for DHCP and the rest of the even going out on the internet. So in order to log into the domain of the Windows Server, what we need to do is that we need to go to My Computer. We right click here, we go to Properties and go to Computer Name. And you can see this actually gone into the workgroup of net1, but we're going to change that. What you need to do is to click the change button here. Okay, I can click change here. The computer name we call it Windows XP1, and we're going to join the domain, and all we need to do is just type in Scuderia without .com and do an OK, and it'll ask you for a username to log in. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna use Michael, and we're gonna put in his password, and we're doing OK. Now this might take some time as a network the communication between the domain controller and the Windows XP here, so you have to wait patiently. Now after that, it'll give you this prompt say welcome to Scuderia domain. That means the domain controller has been active and it's working. And what we're going to do is that it'll ask you to restart the computer, so we're going to follow the instructions and restart and do an OK and restart. Okay, after restart, this is the Windows screen. They'll ask you to do a Control Alt Delete begin to log in. Unlike the last time, it just logs you into Windows directly. So we're gonna just log in, and instead of using Windows 1 for the username, we're gonna change the logon to Scuderia, which has already been registered. So we're gonna key in Michael's name and key in his password, and we just do a login and OK. And there. It's now applying the computer settings. Now what's gonna is happening now is that the Windows XP client now is actually communicating with the Windows Server domain controller, and that's where all the resources and being communicated. What your is more like the domain controller telling you what you have permission to use, where can you go, and all the security and all this stuff like that. So just be patient. It's applying all the settings now. Now great, we have logged in to the domain controller as a user. As you can see, the name is here, it's working fine. So remember we have created two accounts, one for Michael and one for myself. Now let's see whether I can log in even with this Windows XP client to the domain controller. So what you do is the same thing, but instead of shutting down, we're going to log off, and the splash screen for the logon dialog will be up again, and this time let's use my name to get in. So, and I key in my password, and it's applying the personal settings again, and let's be patient to get logged on. Now we're logged back into Windows, and as you can see, this is now my username, and we are still inside the Scuderia domain.